All right, awesome. So, Joni, we are so excited because you are just a third into the program, doing the gut health, totally restoring your health, totally changing your lifestyle. You're a busy woman, you have a lot on your plate. You are someone that juggles travel for work, caring for family, all the responsibilities of your home, and then you prioritize yourself on top of all of that, which we've talked a lot about is really hard to do. It's really, really hard to take that step to say, like, no, I'm going to commit to myself and make that a priority. But this far in, you've done amazing. You're a meal prepper, which I like stress so much. Like you have to meal prep. It is the key to being able to eat well when you have a busy life. And you're the queen of the meal prepping. You have that down. And one of the things I know that kind of led you down this journey was inflammation and energy. And tell me a little bit, like I said, only a third into the program, how you're feeling in those two areas now.
Okay. Well, all my inflammation I feel is down. Probably I feel like I never weighed myself, but just going off to how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the inflammation in my joints, just in my stomach, behind me, I just feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
I actually do wish I took the pictures like you told me.
It's a good listen.
I was to take the pictures. Probably should have weighed myself, but I wanted to go off how I felt.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and feeling wise, you talked about the energy. Within a couple of weeks, you were surprised, even despite working different hours and not having a solid schedule work wise, what your energy levels moved to.
So the energy was basically coffee before.
Mm-hmm.
I lived on coffee, bullet coffee, regular coffee. I kind of drank my day through coffee. So I was really nervous about giving up the coffee part. And I have not had coffee. And the energy is probably, it's just a lot more than I had before with the coffee. So I'm actually thinking of not going back on coffee, but the element drinks, and I kind of just replaced it with that. But I do have a lot more energy just from probably what I'm eating.
What you're putting in your body.
Yeah.
And like you said, you felt like you were taking pretty good care of yourself food-wise before the program, but now you've really learned what a difference changing up some of those foods have made for just how things are moving through your system, your bloating, the energy, inflammation, and then all of the other areas of your life when you're giving in so many other capacities too. And I think that's one of the things a lot of people don't realize is we kind of feel like, oh, we're doing a lot of the right things, and then not really like looking at labels or not really necessarily realizing how much of something is really impacting like the joints or the inflammation side of things. Because you just made some tweaks really to what you were already doing before you started the program.
Well, I kind of had to I didn't make it harder, I made it easier. I kind of enjoy eating the same things, same foods. The food prepping became easier in that book. That
I see you guys can just like having a lot of people.
And then when I figured out the app, the app had a lot of the recipes on there too. So I tried the different recipes when they showed up on my phone. And so just making it easier, not harder, was best for me.
And I think a lot of people, before they start the program, and you and I had this conversation, like, I remember telling you, like, you can do this.
Yeah.
I promise you, you can fit this in and you can do this. Yeah. And a lot of people are intimidated by this idea of following a program or a plan because it feels overwhelming. And really what we find for almost everybody, just like you said, they start following the program and it's easier.
Yeah.
And they're feeling better and it's more successful than anything they've really ever done before.
Yep. And you can make the shake with water.
Yeah, just need water.
Need water.
Yeah, for that piece of it.
Yep.
I know one of the other things you mentioned is just overall, at first, considering this like a program. You're following this program, reading from a list, living up the list, where now you feel like it's really becoming part of your lifestyle.
Yep.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about like that change, because I think that's one of the things like I push for so much within everyone who does this program.
Before I started it, I felt like I wanted to follow something straight to the point of everything it said. I probably was looking at everything online when things pop up on Instagram or Facebook, like, I'm going to try that. And I was investing a lot of money into things. And then when I found you, it made it like simple. And it was probably, I was thinking, okay, this is probably a lot more than I want to spend, but it was like an investment on myself. And then when I realized how much I was, that investment wasn't that much after I realized the program was huge. I got my protein powder and it set me up for success after the program's finished. So I just kind of feel like it was easy, just the whole program, because it was the book, the apps, the huge box. I love that huge bag.
And it literally
So,
walks you through
walks
step of the
right
way.
down.
And you've been an amazing patient
Yeah.
to go through the program. You're just following it to a T and really getting the results that we hope for every single person that says yes
Yeah.
to coming here and even thinking about starting it. But I think one of the things that's really cool is you're already only a third of the way through and you're like, I'm not looking back. Like,
No.
I don't want to go back to that.
No.
Like, I'm already incorporating this into my life. I already want this to be the way I live because I love how I feel.
Yep. And it was like when you're younger, it was easier. Then when I got older, that's the part that I liked, that you can still make changes.
And she's not that old
I'm
at all. You say older.
when you're older, you have to make changes. It wasn't that hard to make a change to feel better, because there's so many things you can invest in. And so I felt like this was huge for me because I do feel better. So yeah.
Love it. I love it. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.